Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ossu Otaku, your weekly anime podcast about a specific anime every season. This season, we are talking about My Hero Academia, Season 5. Rocking the shirts, rocking the looks, talking about this amazing anime, and we are talking about the season finale today.
It's the season finale.
Joining me, as always, fellow crier.
So true, though.
Cassidy, how are you?
I'm doing really good today, Jake. How are you?
I'm doing freaking awesome. For reasons that will be disclosed at a later date. But, holy cow, I'm doing really good. Got emotionally wrecked by this episode. A lot of roller coaster moments. This is like, okay, so this episode was very, very good, but I didn't take extensive notes because there wasn't much to talk about, you know?
It was a lot more, when I take notes, I just write down literally everything I think, right? So my notes
stream of consciousness
have a lot of just like all caps, lots of question marks if I have a question, exclamation points, all that. And there was just a lot that I was thinking about for this episode. So normally I agree with you that I'm just so encapsulated in an episode, I can't take that many notes. But for this episode, I have so many notes just because I was like feeling so many things, knowing that this is the last episode of the season. So I have a lot written down, but most of it I'll probably just say like as an instinct if I scroll through the video.
Yep, and that's the thing, is just like, I was so enthralled both times. I only watched this episode twice. There are other episodes we've talked about I've watched 3 times, etc. Yeah. But, here's the thing. This episode, very engaging. It started out, they did such a good job, in my opinion, transitioning from what we've been seeing for the last few episodes, which was the My Villain Academia arc, into getting back to the UA students, which is something we'd talked about in the last episode. How they were going to do it, and holy cow, they did it so well.
They did it.
They did it. I love that they talked about who they trained with, like...
Yeah, we got to see some new, we got to see a lot of old pro heroes, like Gang Orca we saw,
yes.
Lady, Kamui Woods, Wash, the number 8 washing machine hero.
Still don't know shit about Wash.
etc. But we also got to see a few like newer ones, and I thought those were like the guy that Momo trained with, the magic hero.
Yes.
He looks fucking awesome. I was like, I want to see more of this pro hero. Like,
such a cool design.
Yeah, his design was so cool. He kind of looked like a scarecrow, kind of like a magic guy with a witch hat and all that.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. But I loved seeing who they all studied with and what their like major takeaway, I guess, from their internship so far was.
Yeah.
Because now we know that they're all leveling up, bro. And they're gonna be, wait for it, second years soon. Can you believe that?
Dude,
they're
I was
actually
screaming.
Moving on in their school.
I was screaming.
Literally. I was like, wait. And then someone said, time flies, right? And I was like, it's been 5 years.
Exactly. Oh my god.
It's been more than that. It's been 5 seasons, but
yeah, exactly. It's been what? Like, I heard about this in 2013, so it's been 7 years. So that's when I started watching this. So it's been a little bit.
Damn. That's like, yeah. So yeah, time flies. I mean, I do have to agree. We started this podcast in March with the first episode, and here we are at the end of September, just finishing the season. So that's kind of crazy that we're here, but time flies, but also like, no,
Right, exactly. Sorry, I was checking out some notes that I had put down in my phone about everything.
Anything you'd like to divulge?
Oh my god. I just love, so anyone who follows the show knows that my favorite of the UA students is Jiro. I will quickly stand up and show my fancy shirt. You're the best. Purchased by Cassidy. Thank you. I love that she's a support. I think she's such a good support hero. Her and Shoji working with, it was just perfect training for them working with Gang Orca and stuff. It makes it all of the pro hero moves made sense, like who everyone was working with. I love that Fat Gum was working once again with Kirishima. They're such a good combo.
I loved all of them.
Dude, how about freaking Midoriya using Black Whip though, like so well. Okay. He mentioned he could only do it for a second. I'm getting a little ahead of everything there.
Yeah.
But he used it. He used
I know.
full cowling, like
dude.
It was amazing.
When he said that, we got to hear him say, one for all, full cowling. And that just like fills my heart. I loved it so much. We haven't heard him say that in so long, and like that's such a Deku like catchphrase, like full cowling. I don't even know what the fuck that is. It's just his like not special move, but it's like, just what he says when he does his move.
Yep.
And it's just I miss it. We haven't seen him do that in so long.
It's so cool to see it past 20 because he's always used 20. He's used it for seasons now.
Yeah, seriously.
He's not even moved up to like 40 or 50. It's like, okay.
I know. And
sorry,
now
just punch my mic.
And now he's got like a new quirk, obviously. And in this episode, we saw he's going to be learning even another new quirk on top of that.
Yes.
Which we will get into.
Yes.
But and then after that, he's got like 4 more or something crazy. So he's going to have to, learn how to use these new quirks pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the fact that he's getting used to Black Whip already, even though he can only use it for, a few seconds, he's still able to use it. And it's a really good like rescue type quirk, I guess.
Yes.
And it's very helpful with, rescuing and saving people or like holding up cars or the robots or whatever. So he's definitely progressing, our little Deku. And the full cowling, of course, he's getting better at upping that level and using other quirks at the same time. It's crazy. From where he came from, it's been like less than a year since he even got a quirk. So it's pretty insane.
All right. Sorry, everyone. I apologize. We completely jumped over everything. I mentioned at the top of the show that we had a good transition. We didn't even talk about that transition.
We did terrible transitioning ourselves. So
okay. So we haven't gotten to talk about the UA students for a while, so we got just really excited about.
We had to gush for a second.
Yeah, exactly. So we start the episode with Shigaraki and Dr. Ujiko talking about like expanding Shigaraki's powers because he obviously destroyed that city, but he also messed himself up real bad doing it.
Yeah.
Like his arm was disintegrating, which is crazy to think about.
Like so gross too. And so on par with his character, of course. Like of course he's going to look like that's sick and like gross. It's even worse. It's like Dobby, but instead of burning his skin, it's just like falling off and crumbling. It's But he's about to get even more power.
Yep.
Like, can we talk about that? Like,
terrifying.
Okay. So, I had some questions, right?
Yeah.
So, the thing that goes in his stomach, we've seen that shot before. Is this a repeat of that shot? Because we saw that again, or is it because he got that ability from the doctor to like level up his power so that it's not just what he touches, but what is connected to that he got earlier in the season.
Let me just pull that up again real quick.
So I was wondering about that because I don't remember if he had white hair in the flashback or blue, but it was really hard to tell because of, the lighting in the scene. It was like very blue, I think.
Yeah,
already.
I think, they'd already done testing on him before because his arm wasn't as messed up. So I don't think that was...
Right, that's true. Yeah. I don't remember it exactly what he looked like in the old flashback. Okay, so he's getting a new power then, the same way. For some reason, it's just like a giant like probe in his stomach that gives him more power, but it's happening again. The doctor is giving him more power, and Shigaraki looked kind of freaked out when he was telling him like what kind of power it would be.
Yes, he did.
So, is it perhaps like All for One's power?
Well, that's the plan, is to turn him into the next All for One. So
know, but is it happening like now?
it can't be. His body can't handle it yet, right? His body can't handle his regular quirk.
Then what is he leveling up with? What is this new thing that he's going to be getting?
Well, that's the thing too, is like we have Makia who has multiple quirks, like All for One. But
Mm-hmm.
is it a process of them trying to add quirks to him like they did to Makia? But Makia's big. That's one of the reasons his body could handle all these quirks.
Right.
Like,
That's true.
Higuraki's not that big.
He's not that big.
No, he's a skinny boy, little skinny boy.
Yeah, he's skinny.
But oh my god,
he's also jacked. But I mean, he can't get He can't get as big as like Makia, obviously. So I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, he's cut.
But,
he's definitely cut.
Yeah, I do wonder what that new power he's gonna be getting is.
I'm terrified.
I'm terrified, and also he's so fucking strong.
Oh,
and
god.
Next season, we're definitely getting a Shigaraki versus Deku, and I'm scared. I'm excited, but I'm scared.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to be having like a bunch of quirks. Like both of them are going to have multiple quirks, and like they're all going to be very strong. So,
spoiler alert, everyone. Yeah. The scene from the front of that manga didn't happen this season, so I get to wait until next season to find out. Let's go.
I figured it wouldn't.
Same. When the last episode happened and it didn't happen, I'm like, yeah, this isn't gonna. I'm not gonna see this yet.
I know. Yeah, when you said that, that was like mid-season, right? When you mentioned that,
yeah,
I was like, I really don't think it might not be in this season, but we'll see.
Yeah, because it was like back in July when I went to go see a movie and saw the cover when I was at Barnes and Noble. So.
Yeah, the manga is way ahead.
Yeah,
which is just crazy. We're getting season 6, and there's so much more to go. There's so much.
So much.
I know.
You'd love to see it. I know. So exciting. But yeah, we got a little tease of that, and we got probably the best tease of the season, I would say personally, where we talked about because when Aizawa and President Mike went to talk to, like, tried to communicate with their dead friend, he told them hospital. And then we got a little tease of a hospital, right?
Right.
But we didn't get any more than that. But now we know for a fact that, what's his name? Yuchiko, sorry everybody, my bad. He works at the hospital.
He sure does.
And there's a very good chance that he's been like stealing and developing quirks from like children this whole time. There's a possibility that happened with Deku.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine?
Okay, but that brings up a lot of technical issues though, right?
Yes.
Because how do you just steal a kid's quirk? He's not All for One. He doesn't just have that power to like touch someone and take their quirk away.
That's true.
You'd have to like perform like a procedure, and these parents would not ever allow that. And
I mean,
had, like the evidence of the little toe and the bones and the
that's
whatever.
True.
But it is very sus, I have to say, that the doctor is the same doctor that's doing these experiments on Shigaraki, and also is the one that said, "Hey Deku, you don't have a quirk."
Yep.
So very sketchy. I cannot wait to see where that goes. That has to be something. Like 100%. For sure, that would not be the same doctor if it had nothing to do with anything. So
it's gonna be the quirk that he's gonna use to like get over Shigaraki. That I'm calling it now. Everyone, take note of the time and episode, because it's gonna happen in the manga and then it's gonna happen in the anime.
Okay, yeah, take note and don't forget about it for like 4 or 5 years.
God, well, like 2 years for the manga, right? I mean, they're getting
maybe
they're in the last arc right now, which is great, or just about to start the last arc, which is nuts.
That makes me like sad.
But you know,
I want to know that.
I like a conclusion. I like
definitely
the not Bleach or Naruto One Piece approach to everything.
Right.
I didn't say DBZ, but it's in the same boat too.
Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely a shonen thing to do. Is to yep.
So rude.
That would be so full circle. It would be perfect for My Hero.
It really would. That'd be the best way to round it out, in my.
And it's a little predictable, but
Yeah.
I think that's okay. I
Yeah,
think that's
right?
totally fine.
Oh man.
Yeah. The show, like I said, I just am along for the ride whenever I watch it, and I
Mhm.
am just I'll believe what I'm seeing. So,
Yeah.
it just makes an experience so much better if there's like these little subtle things. But also having everything wrapped up in the end, full circle, that seems like the best way to go for
Yeah.
the show for sure.
Exactly. And then bouncing back to what happened earlier in the episode, Hawks, that was the whole
Right.
beginning was just given to Hawks trying to figure everything
Right.
out.
Yeah. So we
And
got Hawks.
and we finally got to see the actual image of Best Jeanist in the body bag. So that was pretty wild because
That was wild.
we speculated it, and I'll give it to Dobby. He even said, he's like, I don't know if this is actually him, but it means you killed somebody. So
That's crazy.
yeah, yeah,
Oh God. So yeah, that's what I wrote that down in my notes. I was like, okay, so Hawks gave Best Jeanist, air quotes or not, over to the dark side, right?
air quotes, yeah.
But there's no way he's dead, right? Like, I don't know. It's like Best Jeanist was supposed to die. He got that giant hole in his stomach from All for
Got
One in
fucked.
season 3. And then we
Yup.
found out earlier this season that he was still alive. And all of a sudden, Hawks is just going to be killing him and
No
giving him
way.
no, no,
That's not
no.
happening.
Because what use of is Best Jeanist to the League of Villains if he's dead? Can you take someone's quirk if they're dead?
Well, I mean, that's what they did with Aizawa and
Or
Present
was that
Mike's
just
friend.
before he died? I don't know.
No, he was dead. He was
Okay.
because they stole his body. That was the thing, and that's what
Oh,
really,
that's so weird.
yeah,
Ugh.
that's what made him so mad was that they took his body.
Okay, so either Best Jeanist is dead or he's quirkless and alive, but probably gonna be okay. Best Jeanist is totally dead.
So cool.
There's no way. There's no way. So yeah, basically this entire plot going forward rests on Hawks's shoulders. He's got to
Insane.
find out all this information while the kids are training, deliver it to the right people, make sure he's not caught, and make sure he gets it in time so that they have enough time to prepare. All this stuff, he has to make sure the information is correct. He has to keep up this front that he's, with the villains, but he's also the number 2 hero. And just all this, he had to bring Best Jeanist over to the dark side. Like, this shit is crazy. I feel so bad for Hawks. And he's like 22 years old.
Yeah, he's so young. He's barely older than the UA kids.
He's literally carrying Japan on his shoulders right now.
Good thing he's got those strong wings.
Yeah, that's okay. I can understand why everyone loves Hawks so much now. Like all the manga readers, they
Oh my God,
fucking
they love him.
Hawks. Oh, so much. So, okay, now I'm starting to really get it. Cause like, of course, he's suave, he's young, he's the number 2 hero.
He's cool.
He's cool. He's got a really cool design. He's got great
Oh
hair.
God, yeah.
But now I'm starting to get like the person he is,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I appreciate him a lot more. So thank you, Hawks. Good luck next season.
Oh my God.
It's gonna have a lot to deliver on.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, we got Hawks, and then that's when we jump into the doctor and Shigaraki
Mm-hmm.
having that conversation. And that's also when Shigaraki says he's gonna make the next time he uses his quirk like that the last. So he's planning on not using it like that again, because like he was talking about how his arm's disintegrating
Mm-hmm.
with his use of that quirk, and it sounded like he was gonna just like die the next time he used it.
To that extent, for sure.
Yeah, would yeah make no sense because he's the heir of All for One. So
Which makes you think that he's going to do it when he fights, when there's a big showdown that could possibly happen. But yes, then we move on to all the characters, like we said earlier, talking about who they worked with and their work studies and stuff like that. And everyone was just matched so well. Everyone's
so good.
Oh my gosh, they did such a good job working with everyone's quirks. It did crack me up that there would be multiple people with like agencies, and then there'd be like one-on-one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty funny. There was like 3 with Mount Lady in them, and then it was
Yes.
just Kirishima with Fat Gum, and like,
Yup.
yeah, that was pretty funny.
All right.
But yeah,
We gotta get to your Angie boy though. Like talking
okay,
getting
okay,
with,
okay.
go ahead.
We got okay. Before that, just real quick, we
Yes.
have to talk about Deku during this little montage, right?
Yes.
They kind of skipped him and waited for him to at the end
Of course.
because Small Might, little All Might, he's so proud of him.
Oh my god, I cried. I cried so
I
hard.
cried. I
I'm tearing
literally
up.
cried so hard.
Tearing up right now, just talking about
He's
it. Too much.
oh,
So
he used
good.
the Black Whip, and All Might's like, "You don't have to look back at me anymore, do you?" It's
Nope.
like, oh, little All Might, and he's working so hard to get this notebook, all this information about the past users of One for All to Deku and help him, and 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 then later in the episode, oh my god, it's just too much. Okay, anyway.
Later
To
in the
Bakugo.
episode. Wait, but should we get into it before we get into Bakugo? No,
Okay,
because
we can
it's
do that.
after. No, they say it after. Sorry, they're him and Bakugo, Midoriya and Bakugo and All Might just chilling, talking about.
Yeah, okay. They're just chilling.
Yeah, talking about all the quirks and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then we get a great Bakugo moment. Take it away.
Well, yeah, he is very angry as always, and yeah, Deku's next quirk to learn is float, right? Which is basically just like flying, I guess. Like,
Yeah, it's just
which was
a dumb way to say flying. It seems like.
yeah, right. I guess yeah, she floats, but she also flies. It's All Might's predecessor,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Shigaraki's
grandma,
Oh my god.
Nana Shimura, right? And Deku, that's the next quirk Deku will be learning
Yes.
from All Might. And wow, lucky Bakugo, he can already do that with his explosions. So
Hell yeah.
he's winning again. He's already winning. He's ahead of Deku, of course. And just fucking laughing in his face. That was really funny.
Oh my god. Deku's like,
his facial expression.
I'll catch up, I swear. It's so
I know,
funny.
he's like, I'll work really hard and I'll get good at it really fast. So I can't, you can't surpass me.
I don't believe you, Deku. You just had 100% cowling. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Deku. I mean, it's and it's no fault of your own.
No.
I mean, you can only learn so much so fast,
Mhm.
at once.
And the hard thing for that is his body literally has to be strong enough to do it. That was one of the biggest issues, was he kept going
Yeah.
too hard and fucked up his own body.
He's so small. Like
He's
he
a small
needs to
boy.
grow. It's also just like time. Like he's 15, he has to grow.
Exactly.
It's 15 or 16, whatever. He like even if he jacks up his body, he's not going to get bigger. Like I feel like they need to get bigger in order to hold like for Makia, for example.
Mhm.
Obviously, like the bigger you get, I guess, the better you can hold new quirks or whatever. So
Plus, Deku's a short
yeah.
king. He's always going to be pretty small.
exactly. Yeah, he's kind of short. But he'll grow a little bit, I think.
Hopefully.
Still taller, just like a couple inches. Maybe that'll help. I don't
Hey
know.
man, if he hits a couple more inches, he'll be as tall as me. But right now, he's a little 5'5" boy, and I love it. I just want to hug him.
He's as tall as me.
Hell
That's
yeah.
so cute. So, but yeah, we got a lot of making fun from Bakugo. So,
Oh, so good. It was perfect.
yeah, I don't know what that QED was. I don't know what that's supposed to stand for.
I don't know either. I'm dumb. I didn't look into it either. Amateur over here.
Yeah, I didn't look it up. I was just like, I get what he's saying,
But Deku is Bakugo is making fun of him, and then they pointed out something that's really disturbing and something that was really interesting with All Might is the fact that all of them died young, except for All Might.
Mm-hmm. He's still alive, and he has decided to live, which
Yo,
is part of what made the impact of the earlier thing that I was talking about when Deku, All Might was saying Deku doesn't look back at me anymore. He doesn't need to. Blah blah blah. Yeah, you don't really think about the main character really dying like that, in these sorts of scenes, like these situations, and he's all happy and he's controlling Black Whip, and then by the way, all of these users have died really young in like pain after a battle. Like they showed, I really love that
Oh,
that
fuck.
scene where they showed all for one, or one for all passing between the users. I
So
really
good.
loved that. But then I got sad because I thought of that, happening to All Might, to Deku,
Oh,
and just like pain. It's so sad. Like they're all dying like in anguish, and they pass it on to the next person. Like, but it's such a great visual. It was so
mm-hmm.
good.
And one of the best things about that was Bakugo made a comment about all the quirks not being great, not being like
Hmm.
extraordinary quirks, and All Might's like, well, for a while there, it was really bad.
Yeah.
And like, if you had a really good quirk, All for One would steal it and kill you. So it's
Yep.
like, so it
Yeah,
makes
literally.
sense.
Yeah, it does. It's really all like coming together so much more than I thought it would. Like just having the context and the lore on this, just it all makes sense. I don't know. It's just great. And I
Yes.
just love that Bakugo is just like in on these meetings now, just because he knows he's like he's just gonna be there forever now, just because he knows that Deku has All Might's old quirk.
Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh. It's just
And
so
it's
wild.
yeah, it's I love getting all this information, but at the same time, it's getting just like bleaker and bleaker, like
Right.
sadder, and it's just and it definitely made me cry when All Might told Aizawa he decided to live. I was
Same.
like it's not the same type of way that I was thinking, I think, but it made me so sad to hear him say that. Like thinking about All Might dying is just not something I ever want to think about.
I can't handle it. And here's
I can't handle it.
my thing is, I legitimately thought and assumed for the longest time
Hmm.
that All for One couldn't reach its full potential, or One for All couldn't reach its full potential with the other former
Right.
alive. So I,
Right.
like, based on what happened in season 3 with like the flame and everything like that, I just
Hmm.
assumed that um
Yeah.
when he passed on, then Midoriya could finally take on his full like
Right.
One for All. But I might be wrong on that, and I fucking hope so because I can't handle All Might not being there.
Well, I think that you're right,
Ugh.
though. And I think at
I
some
hate it.
point, yeah, I think at some point he'll have to, I mean, obviously he'll have to die, right? And also,
Obviously.
he's dying at an expedited rate than
Yes.
like normal people because he's so injured. He like doesn't have a digestive system.
But
So,
God, that was one of my favorite. Okay, sorry everyone. Quick aside. One time Fish Inc. was streaming, and I just kept getting in the chat talking about All Might and his digestive system. And me and Cassidy were like trying to explain it, and everyone else was just kind of not putting it all together. And like,
yeah,
it was so
like
great.
I'm just trying to play a game. I don't know what the fuck you're talking to me about.
And I'm like, well, in episode,
Uh,
that's when they talk about All Might's digestive tract being destroyed. It's like it's
so like
season
one.
1. It's like season 1, episode like 2.
Yeah, it's like the beginning of the episode or
Yeah.
something.
I even like
So
I even found the full
yeah,
quote and shared it. It was so dumb.
yeah, right.
God.
So yeah, I mean, All Might, he's okay. He's gonna die, but
He's stop.
I
It's
just don't
true.
want to see it. I don't want to think about it. So anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a lot of like implication, obviously that both All Might and Deku will die from having this quirk someday.
Yep.
And it just so happened that most of these users, besides All Might, have been really young.
Oh, I hate it.
And which just made me think of Deku, obviously, and the
Yep.
fact that he has all these other quirks popping up, and literal war is the next arc for next season. So
You know what?
that could never be good.
I was gonna say it sounds like a good time to transition into the end because
Oh God.
what a way! What a post-credits scene! That was no teaser. There's no teaser in this one because
Straight up,
end of
no.
the season.
Nope.
So they're just like, okay, that's a lie. It's not a next episode teaser. It's a next season teaser, and it was a full-fledged post-credit scene that was so good.
Yeah, but it wasn't really a teaser. Like we got exactly what they're going to be doing, and it seemed like, okay, did the episode end like super abruptly for you?
Yes.
Why? Okay, it's like they're gonna start out the next season like one frame after they left this episode. That's kind of what it made me feel like. Like they ended it so fast. Like the
Mm-hmm.
wind is still waving in Deku's hair. He like just finished saying his last line, and then it was just over. And I was like,
Done.
excuse me, I have to wait like a year to what? Excuse me?
Oh my god, I can't handle
I
it.
was so tilted. I was like, this is the end?
This is
It's
rude.
over?
And the way they tease it, they're like, "Oh, all the students are going to be doing like not recon. They're going to be doing rescue. It's all going to be search and
Rescue, yeah.
rescue." Well, throwing it out there now, not happening.
No.
I saw the kids that are going to be doing search and rescue, but I also saw Todoroki. I saw like Deku. We know what's going down. You can't fool us.
Dude, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be so crazy.
Yes.
I was thinking, I was reflecting after watching this episode for the third time this morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just thinking about how it was kind of like we got kind of like a what do you call it? Bookends, I guess, a little
Yes.
bit from like
Yes.
season one.
Very
But
good
a little bit of the
bookends.
same type of thing. They were
Mhm.
like fighting the robots and doing kind of like the introduction thing, but just with who they did their work study with in the middle of the episode, right?
Yes.
And then at the end, like I have a feeling they're gonna do like the same type of thing for the beginning of next season, right? And I was just thinking like, I don't want to have that intro, that stupid filler episode at the beginning, the first season or the first episode of the season. I want to get right into it. Like, bring me the plot, bring it to me. I don't want to have to wait a year just for the first episode to be like this is Todoroki and this is Deku.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm so ready to have. I can't wait to see it. I just can't wait.
I'm with you. I'm dreading that first episode recap, but I'm so looking forward to the next season. I just need it.
I think they'll do it well.
Oh yeah, they always do.
They
like
did this season, yeah.
This season was probably the best one though. Like the best
Yeah, for
recap.
sure.
It was phenomenal.
For sure. So I think they'll probably do something like that again, but I just want to get right into it. And especially the way they left this episode off, I was like, it really seems like there should be something coming after this.
Exactly. We're ready for it. Just give it to us already. But it's been such a season. What's up?
Oh yeah. Just real quick, in the teaser, the post-credit scene, there was that kid.
What'd he have? What'd the kid have?
He had the little doll that's in the ending song, the Endeavor doll that gets picked up out of the fucking ruins of a city.
Yep.
I almost didn't catch it. I didn't see it the first time.
Yeah, threw me off. I definitely, I noticed it. I noticed it the first time, really watched for it the second time.
I didn't notice it the first time at all. And maybe I'm not observant enough, but he's so cute, that little kid.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, at first I was like, what the fuck does this little kid have to do with anything? And then
he's gonna get
and
rescued.
then I realized, oh God.
Oh my gosh.
So they really set that up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're gonna see that kid and that Endeavor doll in the future in season 6 for sure.
Can't believe it's here. Can't believe it's coming. Everyone, thank you so much for sitting with us through the first season watch through, I guess, of Ossu Otaku. Wow, I can't believe we've already gotten through a season of My Hero Academia, and
it's crazy.
Moving on to a new series soon. But we have a week in between when the next series starts, so we will be watching Blood Lad, the entire series of Blood Lad this week, and talking about it next week. So keep an eye out for that. I have read I started reading the manga and then fell off because I was checking them out from the library when I was in college, and then got busy with this thing called college. So then, we're both excited. We're going in blind, so get ready for some hot takes and a total gush, I'm sure, because the art style's so dope.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching it on the Hogtie Productions channel. Thank you so much for that. Make sure to drop a follow, like, sub, all that jazz. Go check us out on Twitch. We've been a little dormant lately, but we'll be back swinging hard. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Jake the Mayor. Cassidy, where can people follow you?
You can follow me at CassidyCo or at CoHiArt is my art account. And we also have been kind of slacking on the Twitch thing lately, but if you care to drop us a follow, Fish Inc. We do Mario Kart streams, shit like that.
Oh
It's
yeah.
fun.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Be safe out there. Keep watching
Thank you.
anime.
Hell yeah. See you next week.